Hey everyone, welcome back to USA Rugby TV, and we are at the Emirates Airlines USA Rugby Sevens Club Championships. I'm Alex Goff. You can usually see me and my stuff on goffrugbyreport.com, but I am with Katie Wurst, and we have a huge matchup in pool play on the women's side, Berkeley All Blues against the Chicago Lions.
Certainly, if you're watching at home, this is a match you've been looking forward to tuning into all day. We're getting started right away from the action.
And Berkeley All Blues and Chicago Lions are both 2-0 so far today. Berkeley in the yellow, Chicago Lions in the gray and black. And we have a little bit of a spilled ball in contact. Now Berkeley was 2-0 today, beating the Blue Bonnets 27-5, and Philadelphia, a lot tighter game, 12-5. Chicago played the same two teams, crushed Philadelphia 45-5. That was a bit of a surprise, and 29-5 over the Blue Bonnets. So Katie, Lions really running in the tries today.
Certainly, and we see Brittany Biedenbender with the ball currently right now. Just has been, her nickname is Tasmanian Devil here on the team, just causing other teams fits most of the day.
Mastrangelo gets the ball out, former USA player. Going wide again very quickly are the Lions, keeping the ball alive, but dragged out into touch. And there's Emily Van out there on the wing, the tall player on a not very tall All Blues side. Now, Berkeley All Blues won this whole thing last year, Katie, but this is pretty much a completely revamped team.
Yes, we got a number of players that are actually involved with the Women's Rugby World Cup right now that they're missing, like such as Jossie Sang or Natalie Marquino as well. And we've got really Phoebe Boone and a couple of different All Blues that have been involved that are here sort of holding it down while they're away.
Boone, definitely a player who's been at the center of the All Blues Sevens efforts for some years now, back when the National Championships was an invitational and they were testing it out. I remember talking to her about that. Still good ball movement as the All Blues look to try to get the ball out of their own end. Van again passing it out wide.
You see Acevedo calling for the ball. She saw that she had the space wide to the corner. Her teammate did well to put her into that position.
Well, she tried to take the corner, didn't quite get there, gets into touch. It'll be a line out for Chicago. No, we're going to take a knock forward first, and it'll be a scrum to Berkeley. Both of these teams, as we said, 2-0. This is basically to win the pool, get yourself an advantage going into the quarterfinals.
And Alex, you mentioned, we talked a little bit before about some injuries. The All Blues as well are missing Irene Gardner, who's a player who hurt her shoulder at the Cape Fear Sevens. And on the Chicago side of the ball, player Kate Daly is actually one that's been responsible for organizing this program specific to sevens in the Chicagoland area. Break by
Matai Tonga, but she knocks the ball forward and kind of rolls over the ball, so she's a little bit fortunate that perhaps it's just a scrum. But here's Gardner, a hugely influential player for the All Blues. Definitely in last year's championship run.
Yeah, I spoke to her earlier just about unfortunate situation of this injury, but she had real optimistic outlook for the team, knowing that they have a great deal of depth. They have a new coach this season coming through, and so far we've seen no effect on the team with missing these different individuals.
Scrum won by Chicago. Ball goes out. They're looking to use Carlson on the wing. Well bottled up, just testing each other out in these defenses. There's a big hit, big double tackle from the All Blues, but somehow the Lions keep it going. And there's a breakthrough, really just sort of falling off the tackles. That's Trout for Chicago. She goes through two, she goes past another one, and right under the post for the first try of the game. That's Chicago Lions. Lauren Trout and Katie, kind of soft tackling from Berkeley there.
But credit goes to Chicago as well for engineering that great series of play. We saw Tanya Carlson coming in as well, adding a little bit of misdirection, which ended up in Trout being able to jot it down for her team.
And the kick is good. That makes it 7-0 Chicago Lions. Very good start for the Lions, and you can see why they've scored so many tries. They've scored 64 points Check that, 74 points in their first 2 games, pool games, and they don't really go down that easily. Going right through for that first try by Trout. Kickoff from the Lions. Gathered in, that's Boone. Kind of a flat passing line for the All Blues, but they managed to make it work. Good aggressive running.
Great job by Frances Werewein there to back herself and go forward. She saw the space and she took advantage of it, causing Chicago to have to scramble and recover.
There goes Acevedo into contact, then off to Van. And that's Baccarella.
We saw a double tackle there by Trout and Reed, committing 2 defenders to 1 attacking player. Oftentimes is a recipe for disaster in sevens, but they seem to have recovered.
Again, the All Blues move that ball. Davis, and she's got Matai Tonga with her. But Matai Tonga is taken into touch. Very nicely done. Looks like that was Kelsey Reed, who was slow to get up, but she did do the job.
Reed doing well to put in a couple of different sticking tackles in the last 3 or 4 series of play.
And Katie, doesn't the intensity ramp up on a game like this? We've got 2-0 teams. They're looking to get the best matchup for the quarterfinals.
Certainly, Alex. We've got 2 teams that are specifically known for their sevens prowess. Chicago Lions, as we said. A number of these players, you probably would have recognized them from the Chicago North Shore team. And they're assembling here, and they're facing against a perennial powerhouse in the women's sevens atmosphere, Berkeley All Blues. They have a number of championships underneath their belt.
Line out for Berkeley, the throw in from Baccarella. Long one to Van. She didn't even have to jump to outreach anybody else.
A little bit of missed coverage there by the Chicago Lions on that last set piece.
Struggling to get the ball out, but again, there's Van again. She gets up ahead of steam. She's going to be difficult to stop there, but she is stopped. Great tackle from the Lions. Seems like the All Blues having trouble just stretching the defense like they were before. Going into contact a great deal. And that was Boone. Another pick and go, that one from Werewein. Trying to set somebody free in space, but it just doesn't seem to be happening. Boone again, just inching their way closer. Another pick and go. And the ball is turned over, very slow to get to that ruck where the All Blues Lions seem to have won it, and they get a penalty for not rolling away. Well, Katie, that was a little bit more 15s and 7s perhaps, but All Blues controlling the ball well enough, but not getting over to the try line.
Credits due to Christina Mastrangelo there, just a number of tackles. She just tackled, gets back up, tackles again. A player.
And we're down at the end of the first half. It's 7-0 Chicago Lions over the All Blues. And Katie, what about that defense from Chicago?
That was just the last couple of series. That was Berkeley. They're knocking at the door. Chicago's doing what they can to just kind of regroup and assemble and really sticking true to that. It's individual efforts with some of these great tackles that we've seen so far on the Chicago Lions side.
I'm Alex Goff. This is Katie Wirst. We're talking about the Chicago Lions against the Berkeley All Blues in a matchup of 2-0 teams in their pool at the Emirates Airlines Club Sevens Championships. And everyone's still looking at the All Blues as a major favorite. They won the championship last year. We do have a lot of player turnover, but player turnover with the replacement players are pretty good. And we're talking about some All-Americans. We're talking about some real standouts on the club scene and also on the college scene. What do they need to do a little bit better in the second half to overcome what is only a 1-try deficit?
I think Berkeley, they're putting together a good series of phases. Credit to Chicago's defense for hanging on when they need to. What they can do is just make sure that they're utilizing their game plan, which was to play a wide open, expansive style of game. Getting a little bit more, as you mentioned, back to the 15 style of it, so we want to make sure that they're staying true to what their sevens game plan is.
And one of the other interesting things we're seeing, especially in the women's bracket, is an expansion of the kinds of teams that are playing Club Sevens. And we heard some comments, people very happy to see 16 really good teams here at the championship. And the Chicago Lions, you don't see a Chicago Lions women's 15s club. It's mostly North Shore and there's the Chicago club, various clubs. But here they say, Chicago Lions, we're going to play sevens. Are you serious about sevens? Do you care about sevens? Let's go under this program. It's something we're seeing more of on the women's side.
Certainly, I'm sure that Coach Rick Suggett with the U.S. Sevens team is really fortunate to have these great different programs that are developing to specialize in the sevens area of the game. With Olympic inclusion on the horizon for 2016, it's something that the game really in the U.S. is looking forward to, really specializing in this area and having a lot of great athletes to choose from.
Got to raise that level of play. We're seeing the level of play raised in this game specifically with 2 undefeated teams, and we're seeing the level of play raised on women's sevens on the club level. And actually, you know, I've seen some of the youth games today, some of the high school games at the Serevi Cup, and some of those girls' teams are very, very good.
Absolutely, Alex. Just a phenomenal opportunity for these programs in the inaugural Serevi Cup to come and see the top-class standard of sevens play here in the adult game. So as they progress, as we just spoke with Kurt Weaver a little bit more about the state of the game, how things are working within the youth structure.
Things are working for Chicago Lions as well. That's Mastrangelo ghosting her way through. Doesn't look like she's running extremely fast, but it doesn't seem like anybody can catch her either. Such a smart player. But she is grabbed and taken down, but it is a penalty to the Lions. They're going to run a set tap move. You see them setting up their formation.
Yes, we saw so much defensive prowess from Mastrangelo in the first half, and coming out straight away on attack just shows the diversity of her game.
Been such a great sevens performer for so many years. And there's an almost break. And we're seeing a penalty here, not letting go of the ball. And that was a terrific tackle from Phoebe Boone. And then the pressure put on by the rest of the All Blues defense to make sure that they were trying to get and try to poach that ball and forcing a holding on penalty.
Unfortunate turnover there for the Lions. Sarah Kish in particular, maybe one of the unsung heroes here of the Chicago Lions team, has just been very productive all day long up to this point. And I think she's one of the key sort of attacking, exciting players to watch on this Lions squad.
All Blues will be throwing it in, and after a while they're going to start looking at the clock. There's still 5.5 minutes left in this game, but they are down. They haven't really come all that close to scoring except just at the end of the first half. Haven't seen them play their open style quite the same way. Boone taps it back, and Baccarella gets it out wide. And they're looking to get that space, but it just seems like a little hesitancy from the All Blues. Ball knocked forward by Chicago, playing a little bit of an advantage, and it'll be a scrum down. But again, so much space on the left wing, Katie Wurst, and they didn't take it.
I think general credit to Chicago Lions, their line speed coming up really with defensive pressure. They're being more aggressive around the breakdown too. I think that's affecting the timing of the Berkeley All Blues to be able to make that last pass to make the corner.
I think that's all about raising the level. You have to be able to handle a fast defense, and it's taken by the Lions. Ball out very quickly. Defense is there, tackle is made, not held, can get up and keep going, and then goes out to Christian Fail.
Fantastic effort by Christian Field there, product of the Penn State Collegiate Powerhouse program. Just great work there by Nestor as well to hang on to the ball, put it in that nice long body position so that she's able to get it back to her team, so that it gave time for support to get there. And Field just saw the gap, took it herself, trusted herself, and dotted it down.
The kick is not quite there, so it'll remain 12-0 Chicago Lions, and it just seemed like the All Blues had the ball for quite a while, and then they turn it over at the scrum, and quickly the Lions attack. And yes, there was a big old gap between the ruck and the rest of the All Blues backs, and Christian Field took it.
So some of the credit to their model of success for the Chicago Lions has really been just movement of the ball quickly. They've done a fantastic job training specifically on their handling skills. You very rarely see a knock-on or errant pass from this team. They're really fantastic at spreading the ball wide and making the ball do the work for them instead of the player.
Turner with the throw for the All Blues, but stolen.
Great takeaway there by Field again.
Getting out there, and that's Reed, I think. Numbers hard to see from this distance. Purple numbers on purple shirt. But they move it. Mastrangelo, no problem at all. She's going to the corner, just taken down, not held. Bumps her bell, and we will have a little chat just to check to see if that try is good. She was taken down, but she sort of bounced up and dove over. Yes, try awarded, and that surely must be the killer blow for the Lions over the All Blues. The Chicago Lions now go 17-0 up. There's 2.5 minutes to go. And in this second half, Katie, we haven't seen the All Blues get out of their half.
I think there's just been a great job of ball distribution. We're seeing another different players make great line breaks for the Chicago Lions side. Sarah Kish has been one. Mastrangelo's been on point this game. Fields making sure to regain possession through the set pieces. A lot of things are going very well for Chicago Lions.
Mastrangelo also does a little boxing and has actually fought in 13 prize fights. And she managed to fight her way through to that try line as well. Ball control by Chu. Now they're looking for space. Again, trying to challenge the Lions defense, and Lions defense says, go ahead, challenge us. We'll make the tackles.
Ball well kept by Katie Chow there.
And a loose ball, it's anybody's ball at this point. All Blues can't afford to be that sloppy with it. Oh, another huge hit, Phil. Now a little bit of space. Can she make something happen? Big tackle from Mastrangelo. Ball goes into touch.
As Emily Azevedo, again, the bobsledder, as we mentioned before, has just a great display of pace there. And I'm sure she's thanking Katie Chow in the back for distributing and getting them out of hot water.
She made a little bit of distance, but she was pulled into touch in the end. It's going to be a throw in for the Lions. They lose it forward. Gathered in by Ibrahim, excuse me. That's Acevedo looking for some space. And stolen in contact by the Lions, and they're going again. All Blues just can't get out of their own 22. Penalty against the All Blues. Field taps, opts not to distribute. She just goes through. They're having all kinds of problems stopping her now. She stretches over. That's got to be a try, and that's the second one for Christiane Field, and the fourth one for the Chicago Lions. And 22-0 with time up. That is he's got to be your game. And Katie, Lions just dominated in the end.
Certainly, second try by Field again. In the same manner as well, just taking those extra 2 steps and driving through, trusting herself in her leg strength, and just stretching herself out, making sure that she can touch it down for the team. Looking for her support. Before she's tapping, she's making sure that the support is there, but also trusting herself to finish the job.
That's your final. Chicago Lions.
And that is full time. Chicago Lions getting the kick to make it 24-0. An emphatic victory for a Chicago Lions team that has scored over 100 points in their 3 pool match wins. We are here at the Emirates Airlines National Club Sevens Championships. We're looking at the women right now, and Katie Wurst, coming up now, we have Nova versus Orsu, and both of these teams also are 2-0. Orsu defeated New York 26-5, and the Mountain Rugby Selects 20-5. Nova beat both of those teams as well, 24-15 and 15-0. So again, this is a clash for who wins the pool. What do you see coming up in this one?
I think between those two programs, the Orsu's coming off of their great success in the 15-a-side